What makes you worthy enough to save them? Heyo, it's Bird, the player behind Aphelion. This is a continuation of our celebration of our upcoming anniversary. Please enjoy this foray into Aphelion's character and the journey he's had with the group so far. And don't forget to check out the description below for the books by Kobold Press that we've used to establish the world of this wonderful Dark Fae campaign. Also check out our affiliate link to the system we use, Kobold Press's New Tales of the Valiant. Without further ado, this is Aphelion. Can you introduce yourself for us, please? Hello, my name is Gaia Aphelion. I am a professional fate changer, and I am here to change your fate. I have some questions for everyone I meet as a professional, if you don't mind me asking them.
Well, I do mind.
Has anything life-changing happened to you recently?
Wait,
Has anything weird happened to you recently?
this.
Why might the stars be meddling on your behalf?
Stop.
Let's talk about the stars. What is your connection to them, Gaia? Please don't call me that. Call me Aphelion. Aphelion, then. The stars are my patrons. I intercede on their behalf. It is their will to change fate, and I am but their humble hands. What does interceding on their behalf look like? It means to go where they want me to go and see what they want me to see. I figure out what they want me to do from there. My most recent clue, of course, was a drawing. A child's drawing of 3 night messengers and a quick step. As I stepped into the Shadow Realms, I simply trusted that I would get where the stars wished me to be, and a witchlight answered their calls and led me there. This sounds like you haven't done this before. Is that right? No, I've never really left my court before. The court of 1 million stars is quite sequestered away from the rest. It's not far, but the people are eccentric in their beliefs, as am I. Well, what got you into doing the legwork for the stars, then? I've always been this way. I was 60, a babe in the eyes of the Shadow Fae, really, and I had a to-go bag. I was getting ready to run away. At that moment in my life, I didn't want to be in that court. I wanted to run and have adventures like any silly child wants. My cousin never agreed. It was probably her, actually, who told my parents what I had planned. You know, the next thing I know, there's a book in my hands, and I can't put it down. I couldn't stop reading it. The legwork is new, but it's probably what I've been prepared for. It's a family business, in a sense. Sorry that happened to you. That sounds really rough. It doesn't sound like you were very willing going into your family business. Why would you be sorry? There's nothing to hate or fear with the stars always with me. I'm never alone. My parents ensured that. Would you like me to continue my story about the child's drawing? Please. I was led to a house on a hill, and so I knocked. I briefly introduced myself when questioned through the window due to a quite elaborate trap system that encompassed the door, but it was eventually opened by an older, graying, weird gnome, and 3 night messengers and a quick step. Something was off there, though, and I can't recall what it was, and I was then too busy to focus on that as a witchlight that was already there spoke to a young woman. Witchlights don't speak. They flash in various colors to communicate. Anyways, the witchlight turned out to be Her Majesty, and the quick step turned out to be under her control. We did not last long against them. You survived, though? What happened afterwards? A lot and nothing, really. For 5 years, we were all trapped in some dream state. We all had our own visions, of lives a little to the left of our lives now, as if one thing in our past had been changed. And what did you dream about? A life in which I didn't have a contract with the stars. The changing point, I suppose, was that my parents never fled to the court of 1 million stars. I became a wizard instead and got to enjoy a long, long life as Her Majesty's court wizard. And then I got to enjoy a much longer life floating in nothingness after Her Majesty had devoured everything in the sky, stars and all. 10,000 years of loneliness. And then we all woke up in the field next to a tower of shattered glass. You know, Strand, Lulin, and I tricked our way into the tower, and then found Rhea. And then we got out of the dream. And then we got into a rather desperate contract with Her Majesty.
What were the contents of this contract?
Well, in exchange for several things, the group could live. I drafted it myself for them. Lulin offered her name in exchange for the safety of several of their friends. Her Majesty, of course, taunted them about the quick step, and not the one that just attacked us. She offered to bring them back. I don't know who, though, and at that point, I didn't want to go home. Because it was their fate that I was to change, but it's my fate now? I'm sorry. I'm grateful. I'm indebted? But to who? Anyways, Her Majesty asked in the event that we broke the contract for my head to be separated from my body and for Strand to lose his hand. We signed. Lulin changed. We were let free with a shared quest. Lulin and Strand were headed off to Coramel, and I followed. Where else was I to go?
Well, you seemed pretty adamant on not returning home, and that's very logical that you would stick with these people. What was it like in Coramel?
It was overwhelming. It was intoxicating. It was embarrassing. Oh, so much embarrassment.
What was embarrassing about it?
I am a professional in fate changing and not, thieves' tools. They made me cry in public like twice in the same week.
That seems like a big leap from professional fate changer to petty thief. What even is the connection here?
It wasn't petty crime. I went and did something that I wouldn't normally do, as in stealing from several nobles, somewhat successfully. And I wasn't very proud of it. I hid from them afterwards, and I cried trying to explain the break in my professionalism. I wasn't very professional explaining that, but who would be in the middle of the street?
It sounds like you let your guard down around these people. What was that like, now having to stick with them in this strange place?
I didn't have to stick with them, but where else was I to go? There was simply nowhere else. And Lulin was newly a shadow fae. She needed help. I couldn't just turn away from someone who needs help. I'm a professional fate changer.
So you felt responsible for her?
No, I felt like I was part of her fate now. My role is to produce change. Something changed, and yet my role hadn't ended. I am stuck on that path behind her until something gives. I'm afraid of what will happen if nothing does.
Well, did you meet anyone else interesting when you were there?
Strand and Lulin have people in Coramel, a daughter and her caretakers. When I met her, she went by a name that I endeavor to not say aloud after she, Mary now, but not then, threatened me. Similar to her mother now, I suppose, though Lulin has me in an actual fae pact to prevent any slip of tongue. I still fear Mary more than the breaking of Lulin and I's promise. I don't understand why no one believes me when I say that Mary is to be genuinely feared. The only people I'm as scared of are Gilfrith and Rhea. Strand and Lulin have people, and I cannot bear the thought of disappointing them. But again, Mary is powerful beyond measure. Her drawings come to life. When we entered Coramel after the dream, she was too old to be who Strand and Lulin had left behind, magically aged due to some artifact. We dealt with the artifact, something that was gained out of desperation and for Gilfrith's well-being. 5 years is a long time without the breadwinners of the household. She appeared 16 and then became 10 after the artifact was removed. No one believes me, really, when I remark on the terror she causes or what Strand and Lulin are willing to do for her. Even when they really should listen to me.
That sounds a little targeted. Who is it that has not heeded your warnings?
I'm sure you've heard the rumors around the court. The Black Prince, Swank, is not my very trusting sort when it comes to the abilities of others. He's very independent. What say you about the rumors about the relationship between yourself and the Black Prince? There is no such thing, formally. We are just allies due to the contract we all have with Her Majesty, his, mother. We have a working relationship, and the rumors, which I definitely did not start or encourage, are not as true as one might like. After all, he said that kisses mean nothing. I'm sorry? After all, who just kisses someone to keep them safe and then says it doesn't matter? Why blame your feelings on me as if you've never been kind or soft or anything before in your life because I meddled in his memories? He told me to. Stars, he should be scared of me. I'm not always me, and he knows that. Alright, what do you mean by you're not always you? I am a warlock of the stars, first and foremost. My contract with them may not be my own, but I still negotiate and trade like any other in my position. The stars don't get to live in the realms. They have to possess someone to experience the joys of the world. Any day I trade to them can be worth a whole lot for those I travel with, despite that they'd rather I not. I'm working on it. I won't make more deals like that unless it's needed. I could hurt them without knowing, and I do not want to hurt them. I have been presented with several options to break the contract, become a Grey Lady, or kill my parents to void the contract. I suppose I could pursue those at any time, but for now the stars could help, and we need help. Alright, thank you for sharing. I have one last question. How do you think this will end? Strand will fulfill his own matters, and Lulin will be returned to her previous self. They both will continue to raise Mary with Gilfrith and Rhea in the house that I helped them get. Whoever will take over for Her Majesty will take over. The realm will continue on its path. And for you, my story will end as it's supposed to. Wow, thanks, Aphelion. If you'd like to have that mess of a professional fate changer in your own campaigns, check out our Patreon. We've created an NPC stat block of him, free to use. And if you like Bards on Break and our content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Thank you for watching! We're Bards, and we're on a break. See you later!